We fucking did it, boys. We hit 1,000 subscribers. I just wanted to give a big thank you to everybody out there that's been supporting your boy. All of the foolishness, all of the takes, all of the tomfoolery that goes on this channel. Everybody that's stuck around this long, I appreciate it. Everyone that's been here since 100 subscribers. I love every single one of you guys. And if you guys want to be a part of the community, I want this channel, our subscriber base, to be super interlocked, super together. It's all about building a community. I don't care. I'd rather have the most savage, outvoiced group of people subscribing to my channel at 1,000 than have 100,000 subscribers of people that don't even really connect with me or talk to me or engage at all. If you guys get what I want guys that ride for us, ride for this channel, ride for our brand. The growth and the support, it's been super overwhelming. It's been super humbling just to have a group of people that fuck with me as much as y'all do, man. And I just want to be fully transparent here. This next year, I'm going to give you guys everything I got. From right now, I'm working on a sophomore comps database where we're going to be able to look at the reason why I haven't talked about CEH, Laviska Shenault, guys like that. I'm going to make a database that compares their rookie seasons and what we can expect that next season. And then I'm also updating those Dynasty ranks for, June 1st. That's going to be on the Patreon. But that's why we're going to slow up here for a second. But then I'm going to kick it full gas, all gas, no brakes, as my boy Robert Saleh would say, because your boy just graduated community college. Most of the fellas that went to community college or a 2-year school, they're all transferring to 4 years. I decided I'm going to take a step back. I'm going to take a gap year. And I'll be honest with you guys, we're not making any sort of profit on this channel. This isn't because I can go full time. It's just I want to take a step back from school and do what I love. I love making content for you guys. I love entertaining you guys. I love giving you guys fantasy football takes and helping you guys not only dominate your leagues, but just brighten up everybody's day with these videos. I can always go back to school and fuck around and get a degree, but once I have a job and I have kids and a wife, I can't just sit down whenever I want, talk to you guys through this camera and make content. So I'm going to do this as long as I can, as long as it's going to make sense, and then we'll take it from there, fellas. But today we're going to commemorate the video that we made when we hit 100 subscribers. I don't know if any of you guys out there that are watching this video were with us back then. In that video, I went over my guys, and it's super early for a my guys video. We're going to have another one, but right now I want to give you guys my way too early my guys. I'm going to give you guys the players that I'm drafting at super high rates on Best Ball, on Underdog. We're still sponsorship pending, still waiting for your boy to get a sponsorship from Underdog. We've hit up their executive marketing director. We've hit up Underdog, their legit account in the DMs. No luck so far, but I got faith, man. There's no one out there doing as many drafts on Underdog as me, but this is going to be nothing super in-depth. It's super hot in here. I just took a shower. That's why I'm sweating a little bit, but it's going to get hot in here. We're going to do a little rapid fire. So, Huss, give me those fucking sound effects. I need the guns rapid fire. I'm not spending any more than a minute or two on each player. And Huss, if I'm taking too long on a player, just fucking cut me off, man. Let's get right into this. I'm going to give you guys the fucking... I'm going to give you guys the quick hits on all of these players, and we're going to get right through it, man. Let's go. Let's dive headfirst into the sex of fantasy football. We're going to talk running backs here, and we got Miles Sanders. Anytime that this guy is in the 3rd round, I'm going to snag him. Miles Sanders, he's my weakness, man. I got a sweet tooth for Miles Sanders. He just feels like a really good post-type sleeper. Last year, he was going around that 1-2 turn. Now you're getting him in the middle of the 3rd round, and nothing has really changed. I'm going to throw away last year. He had an injury. He missed 4 games, but it wasn't just like he missed 4 games. He had a preseason lower body injury. Whenever I see a preseason lower body injury, that's always a huge red flag, but I dismissed it for Miles Sanders because I loved him as a player. Going forward, none of that. If we see a hamstring pull, tightness, anything like that in the lower body in the month of August from a player, I'm moving them way down my draft board. But last year, even with the injury, the banged up O-line, and Carson Wentz just being straight dog shit, he finished 10th in yards created per touch, which is one of the best indicators of running back success. It's just a stat that takes the yards created past what the O-line is giving them. So it just really breaks down what the running back is giving you. And last year, it was a down year. He finishes the RB 18 in points per game, and everything went wrong. The whole scenario was worst case scenario, and he still finishes the RB 18. So you're getting him as absolute floor at ADP at RB 18. Then we're going to go a little bit later into the middle rounds. We're going to go Tony Pollard. Now, this is rapid fire, so I haven't been able to explain what the fuck we're doing here, but we're going to give him early, middle, and late for each of these positions. And I'm just going to go through the guys that I really fuck with. So Tony Pollard, he's pretty much my league winner lottery ticket I like taking. I'm going to be honest with you guys, there's not much on the face value with him. He's going to be flexible sometimes, But I want as many pieces in that Cowboys offense as I can. And the minute Zeke goes down, pulls a hamstring, fumbles the football too many times, Pollard is going to be a top 5 running back in fantasy. Last year, in his only start, Zeke was hurt, something happened. It only took him 12 carries, and he had a load of other receptions, but he was the RB1 that week with 30-plus points. I want as many pieces of this offense as I can. Zeke might even be washed. There's a scenario out there. There's a Doctor Strange 1 out of 1,400 scenarios where Zeke just isn't that good. By week 2, week 3, they start giving Tony Pollard touches. So I like those odds. Then we're gonna go late, and I know you guys are gonna hate me. I'm already loading up for these comments. I can't get enough of Rashaad Penny. Rashaad Penny, first round draft pick, all-purpose skill set, 5'11", 220 pounds. The same regime that drafted him in like 2018. It's the same regime that's still there. They still like him. I'm going to throw away last season. He had that ACL tear, meniscus tear, and late in the 2019 season. So he wasn't even back fully until late last season. And by that point in time, the Seahawks are rolling, doing their thing. Remember, Chris Carson's not the most healthy guy in the world. Chris Carson, Seahawks running back, he's missed 7 of his last 32 games. There's going to be opportunity for Rashaad Penny to come in here. We're talking real deep. If Rashaad Penny doesn't do anything, I don't want to hear any of the trolls come back on the video, oh, Rashaad Penny didn't pan out. This is deep. We're talking like a pick 170 at this point, but he's a guy that I really like for my 0 RB team. Then we're going to go early again for my favorite wide receiver that I'm taking early. And this one, I hate to give such a cookie cutter answer, but it's going to be Davante Adams. I can't stop drafting the guy. He's like my most drafted wide receiver on the app, and it's because his ADP is the 204, and if it wasn't for this Aaron Rodgers, he's out in Hawaii, he's talking on ESPN saying, I don't really fuck with the team, and it's not so much a Jordan Love pick, it's the whole culture. He could easily be a Bronco, he could retire and just go play fucking Jeopardy out in California. But if Aaron Rodgers didn't have this weirdness, this whole scenario going on, Davante Adams would be like the 107 in my book. So if you can get the 107 value in the second round early in best ball drafts, like best ball draft season right now, if you get him at the 204, we could be looking at this in August and say, you just got 2 first round picks for free. Then we have Mike Evans, and I don't care what's going on. I don't care who his quarterback is. I don't give a fuck who his competition is. I don't care if Antonio Brown is there. I don't care if Drew Lock is his quarterback. Mike Evans, if he is lining up at wide receiver for more than 16 games, or 16 games or more, he's going to give you 1,000 receiving yards and 8 touchdowns. That is his absolute floor. He has been doing that ever since he's been in the league. Last 7 years, he's hit over 1,000 receiving yards. He is one of my favorite values right now, going in the 4th round. I'll take that all day. And you're going to get massive 30, 40-point weeks from him. Every single year, he's going to give you some crazy, crazy week. And when you have those big boom weeks and you can load that on 1, 2, 3 weeks out of the season in best ball, it's a huge advantage that you can get from that. And Brady gets another year in this Bruce Arians offense. I'm thinking we could even see more fireworks. I know that he threw like 40 touchdowns last year. It's going to be tough to outdo that TD rate. But if anyone can do it, it's probably Tom Brady. And if we're talking about old guys that are getting forgotten, we got to talk about Jamison Crowder going late in best ball drafts right now. People really forget what he did last year. And sadly, I know. I'm a Jets fan. I would know what Jamison Crowder did last year. And I hate that I have to remember that season, our last season with Adam Gase. We fumbled the Trevor Lawrence pick. But Jamison Crowder was the only bright spot in that offense. And an offense that had the 3rd least passing TDs was 16. 16 passing touchdowns was depressing. But Jamison Crowder still found a way to be wide receiver 25 in points per game. And right now, he was the wide receiver 25. You are getting him at the price of wide receiver 76 right now. Insane. And I get they drafted Elijah Moore. I'm a big Elijah Moore guy. You guys know that. I love Elijah Moore. I love this new era of the Jets, but I'll take the gamble at wide receiver 76 that he either holds Elijah Moore off for a year or he gets traded or he gets cut and picked up by somebody else. He could easily go to a team like the Patriots. He could go to a team like Washington, Miami. There's a bunch of teams out there that are going to throw a bunch that could use one more weapon, like a team like the Titans. So I really like what we could see out of Jamison Crowder at that price. Last up, we're going to run through rapid fire through these quarterbacks and tight ends. We're only going to do 2 of each because obviously you guys know Mahomes and the big 3 tight ends are dope. There's no reason for me to go over them. So we're just going to go middle and late round guys that I like. And for quarterback, I love my boy Justin Herbert. And it's not because of his luscious hair or his beautiful face. It's because the dude was quarterback 8 last year with 4,000 passing yards, 30 passing touchdowns, 200 rushing yards, and 5 rushing touchdowns in 15 starts, fellas. Insane. Probably one of the greatest rookie seasons of all time. And he didn't even have anything crazy. He had bad coaching from Anthony Lynn, and he had the 31st best offensive line. Now they're bringing in Rashawn Slater, a blue chip tackle. They're bringing in new play calling from offensive coordinator Joe Lombardi. I don't know if he's good or bad, but at the very least, we know he's going to pass the ball a bunch. He was 6th in pass play percentage in neutral game scripts. So we're talking about games where they're not ahead by a lot, they're not behind by a lot. We're not in the fourth quarter or in 2-minute game situations. Just in normal game situations, he likes to pass the ball a lot, and that's what we're looking for. On top of all that, his situation is getting better. He loses Hunter Henry, but I don't think that's a huge loss. You know, he's going to have Eckler for longer. He's going to have more rapport with Keenan Allen. He's going to have a natural sophomore season jump as well. Quarterbacks getting into their second season, they're better. We've seen it with Mahomes. We've seen it with Lamar Jackson. I think that next guy up is going to be Justin Herbert. I think Justin Herbert he's in the conversation for QB1 this year, and it wouldn't shock me if he ended up there. A guy that I also like to target, we're looking for rushing upside with these guys. Justin Herbert has some rushing upside. He's going to give you rushing touchdowns. He's going to give you probably 250 rushing yards. But if you want somebody that can blow it up this year, we're talking Justin Fields. And this guy, I love talking about him. Maybe I'll put somewhere up in the top where I talk about Justin Fields in our last video. But he's great, man. We're getting him at a rookie quarterback discount. I think a lot of these rookies in best ball or fantasy drafts in general, you have to pay up for them. The running backs, the wide receivers, everybody wants them. But for the quarterbacks, because there's no stability, are they going to play 16 games? Are they going to play 10? You don't really know. I'm taking that gamble on Justin Fields because Andy Dalton, unlike Jimmy Garoppolo has been, this is the Trey Lance, Justin Fields argument, but unlike Jimmy Garoppolo has been there for like 3 years. He's not even 30 yet. He knows the scheme. He knows the offense. Andy Dalton is washed, and he doesn't know the offense. We've seen it last year on the Cowboys. He was terrible. Even the Cowboys, if you just plant a random quarterback on the Cowboys, they have one of the best wide receiver cores, running back core in the entire league, and he did nothing with them. So he's going to come into a team that he doesn't know the offense for, a coach he's never met. He has no leg up on Justin Fields. All Justin Fields has to do is look good in training camp, and he'll be just fine. He also has that crazy rushing upside. He had 47 rushing yards per game last season. So if you put that out over like 16 games, that's like 700 rushing yards. We just talked about Herbert, who only had 200. So his rushing ceiling is really, really good. He gets Darnell Mooney. He gets Allen Robinson. I really like his upside this season, Justin Fields. I'm trying to grab him as my QB2 in most drafts. Another young guy that's on the rise, we're going to talk about tight ends here. We're going to talk about TJ Hockensen. And I almost put Mark Andrews here. Mark Andrews is somebody that I really like, but I've started to come off him a little bit. And when I mean he has a high percentage on my Underdog's best ball account in terms of the amount of Mark Andrews I have in my teams. TJ Hockenson, he's going to get more targets. You can make the case that he's even better than Mark Andrews. You know, he's a first-round pick. Mark Andrews is like a second-round pick. The offense is going to throw more. TJ Hockenson is going to be the wide receiver 1 in that offense. He finished as tight end 7 last year. Put him in an offense where you take away Kenny Golladay, you take away Marvin Jones, let him step up for another year and improve. We're talking TJ Hockenson could get in. He could finagle his way into that Darren Waller, Kelsey, and Kittle tier pretty easily. Then when we're talking late, a guy that I really like as a post-type sleeper is going to be Tyler Higbee. Tyler Higbee last year, he was supposed to be really good. I wasn't buying it. We know Gerald Everett and him are there. He only benefited off of like the last 6 games of 2019 is when he really blowed up. Last year was a big letdown, but now they get rid of Gerald Everett, they get rid of Josh Reynolds, they bring in Matthew Stafford. So there's targets available. There's no tight end to take away targets from Tyler Higbee, and Matthew Stafford's going to make that offense smooth. That offense is going to be silky smooth. They're going to have that Todd Gurley, Goff type offense, but instead it's going to be Stafford and Cam Akers. I'm prepared for them to be a top 10, top 5 scoring offense. So these are the guys I'm taking a lot in Underdog Best Ball Draft. Still waiting for that sponsorship. If anybody has connections to Underdog, please let them know that your boy wants to be a part of the team. Whether that's a promo code, whether that's anything, I'll take anything. Just give me a shirt, maybe. I'll take whatever the fuck that they'll give me, man. But before I get out of here, make sure you go down below, subscribe, leave a like, and in the comments down below, let me know if there's any guys that you guys can't stop drafting in Best Ball. I want to be put onto new ideas. There's some guys out there like Jerry Jeudy, Colin Sutton I haven't gotten a lot of that I want to get more exposure to. Give me your guys' takes on Underdog players you think that are undervalued at ADP. And as always, you can follow me at @RonStore_ on Twitter. You can go down below in the Patreon, get my rankings, get all that exclusive content, my Dynasty buys and sells. My seasonal rankings are going to be coming out very soon, probably in the next couple weeks. And as always, I'll see you guys in the next one.